Hey guys, Ken Johnson here with the Synergy Solutions team at eXp Realty and EasyOfferPro.com. And today I'm here to talk to you about the 5 biggest mistakes that sellers make when selling their home. And I know everybody wants to get the most out of their property and they don't want to leave money on the table. So these mistakes, not making them, are going to help you save a lot of money and maximize your return. So let's get started. Number 1 biggest mistake that sellers make when selling their home is they don't properly prepare their home for sale. We all have what we call deferred maintenance on our homes that we need to get done. Maybe issues that you've lived with that are more of annoyances, but you don't want to spend the money on it or don't want to make the repair yourself, so you just kind of let it go. An example of that, I once owned a property where 3 of the light switches were turned upside down. So when the light switch was flipped up, it was actually off, and when it was down, it was on. Something like that would make a buyer question what else is wrong with the property. They might ask for a bigger repair request, maybe a credit. So things like that, you just want to fix it before you put it on the market so that you don't lose money because of the unknown. Some other things that you might have, if you have kids or that are rowdy or scrape up the paint, make scuffs on the baseboards, things like that. When I was a kid, my brother and I were rowdy. We would jump on each other and wrestle around. I once jumped on my brother's back and he pushed me off and I fell into the wall and made a hole. Sorry, Mom and Dad, but that was life. My mom's a saint, so she put up with us for all those years and I'm grateful for it. But yeah, something like that, if there's a hole in the wall or you need to do some touch-up paint on the house, maybe there's some water damage in the bathroom from the shower or something where it's been splashing up against the wall. Those are all things that you're going to want to fix and make it look as good as possible, because when somebody walks through your house, you don't want them questioning, okay, what else is wrong with this house? And so you're going to maximize that return for yourself on that. So make sure that you make those repairs. If you're working with me, we'll come out and take a look at your property and go over all the things that you need to do to make sure that you do get the most out of it. The second thing that sellers do is they overprice it. Like I said, I know you want to maximize your return, you want to get as much money out of it as possible. We want you to get as much money out of it as possible, but overpricing your house only hurts you. It's better to look at what the true market value of your property is and list it accordingly so that you can get as many people interested in it as possible. Pricing is kind of like a pyramid, right? If you price it too low, everybody's going to be interested in it. Nobody's going to be like, oh, I don't want to buy that house. But if you price it too high in that pyramid, how it peaks out up at the top, there's very few people that are willing to pay more than what a house is really worth. And really, nobody's willing to do that right now in this market. So when you're looking at what your house is actually worth and what you should be listing it for, pricing it too high is going to hurt you, because when you do end up lowering that price, maybe you drop it $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, the sharks smell blood in the water, guys. And when you're dropping your price like that and you're taking big hits off of it, all a buyer thinks is, well, they've already dropped it $30,000, what's another 20? So you doing that is going to hurt you, and it makes you look weak when you're dropping your price like that. It's better to price your house right, get as much activity as possible on it, and so that your house actually gets bid up instead of having to come down. One of the tools that we have on our team is we have a bidding system that we run online where people can make an offer on your property, and if that offer gets outbid, then the person that loses that gets outbid, they automatically get an email letting them know that they are no longer the highest bidder and that they need to come back and resubmit their offer so that they can be. That creates anxiety with people, and it gets them to bid the house up little by little, higher and higher and higher, so that you get the most out of it. So the higher they go and the more people we get interested in your property, the more money you're going to make off of it. So that's number 2. Number 3 is not having proper showing etiquette. So when you're selling your house and a buyer wants to come and take a look at it, it's best if the seller leaves. That's going to make it so the buyer feels comfortable walking through the house. They can start to view it as their own and not worry about a seller looking over their shoulder or hearing them talk about maybe some potential issues that you do have with your property that needs to be fixed. And it creates, when someone talks about your house, sometimes it can create some friction between you and them. And it's really better that those personal feelings don't get involved in the negotiation. It's better to just negotiate it, get that deal put together, and then get it closed. For sale by owners are notorious for this. They're there whenever anyone's walking through their house. And it really just it's not conducive for a buyer to feel comfortable and be able to make the best offer possible. Other things that you should do is make sure that your house is clean when people are walking through. Maybe make it smell a little nicer, putting in like a Scentsy or something like that in the air so that it smells better. But if you go too far with making it smell good, people are gonna be like, what are they trying to cover up? So you wanna make it look good and nice when people are coming through, but not overly smell good so that people start thinking you're trying to cover up something that, like maybe mildew or something like that you can smell in your house. So that's number 3. Number 4 is sharing too much, especially in a negative way, on social media. Maybe you don't like how many showings are happening at your house, or that you're frustrated with the selling process and it's not going as fast as you want to, and so you're posting negatively on social media. What you need to understand is your digital life reflects your life, right? And so when you're being negative on social media about your property, that's only gonna bring negativity back to you. And it's better for you to just be as positive as possible on social media, talk about how nice your property is, how you're enjoying the selling process, and get through it so that you can maximize your return. You wanna sell that house for as much money as possible. You wanna make it any negative, and maybe the person that's gonna buy your house is a friend of a friend that hears about all the negativity from your mutual friend and then thinks that there's an issue. So you don't want that to happen. Be as positive as possible on social media and really just frame your house in a positive light. And guys, this is not me bringing this up. This is just a fact. The number 5 biggest mistake that sellers make when selling their home is going the for sale by owner route. Statistically, sellers sell for about 20% less than with doing it for sale by owner than selling it with an agent. Now, the agent that you hire makes a big difference, right? You're gonna want someone that's good, that can negotiate for you and get you the best possible price. Not only with working with us does your house get put on the multiple listing service, but we also market your home across social media. We put it on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and so we want to get as many people as possible interested in your property, bidding on it all at the same time, so that we can get your house, the price, higher and higher, so that you do, as I've said before, get the most money out of it for you. So that's this video on the 5 mistakes that sellers make when selling their property. We don't want you to make those mistakes, so if you want to get in contact with us, my phone number is down in the description, and there's a link to our website as well where you can get on there and see what the market value of your property is. And we look forward to talking to you guys. We want to sell your house and we want to make you happy with the transaction and get you the most money possible. So get a hold of us and we look forward to talking to you. Have a good day, guys. Happy selling.